Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Richawd back with another video. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Gen Zers and their lack of motivation, their lack of ambition, and their poor work ethic, and I just wanted to give a video speaking on the topic and hopefully give some words of encouragement to the Gen Zers out there who are feeling who are feeling unmotivated, who are feeling hopeless, and who don't want to work, who feel like preserving their mental health has more value than a job. I've read many comments, with that settlement on my channel, people saying, my mental health is worth more than a job. Um I would say everybody has a breaking point. I'm not going to tell you guys in this video to neglect your mental health. I think breaks are needed. You know what I'm saying? Usually most jobs, they have programs and things where if you really are going through some mental things, like, say a family member is ill, or, a family member just passed, like real life problems, that'll cause, you know, mental disturbances or mental issues. A lot of these jobs have programs where, you can take time off, get yourself together. But to just not work at all and quote unquote preserve your mental health and work for yourself, or try to work for yourself, or whatever y'all be doing, is not the solution, bro. I was talking to my mom the other day. She was just kind of giving me a pep talk because I was kind of in a bad way. I was on the phone with her, and she could just tell by my voice that I wasn't doing well. And she was about 2 hours away because she's out she's out with my pops. My pops is about 2 hours away at a hospital right now, you know what I'm saying, getting some care, she's been spending the majority of her time there supporting him. But she just called me to check in on me. And she just heard in my voice that I wasn't doing well. And I was just telling her that I probably wasn't going to make it to work. And she was like, oh, like, just try to do what you can, make it to work. Like, you don't want to be missing days. Or, I heard, because I told her that, I might get promoted. I might get promoted to, I might get promoted or whatever. Or I might get a new position or whatever. And she's like, they trying to train you on a new position. Like, now's not a good time to be missing days. Like, she was just trying to encourage me, because some stuff had popped off that day, and I just wasn't in a mental state to go to work, and I just told her, like, bro, I just wasn't feeling it, bro. Like, today just been too wild, bro. Like, ain't no way after all this shit I'm finna go work right now, bro. Like, and she was just trying to encourage me to just tough it out and just go, and I tried to, but I ended up not going. You know what I'm saying? That day was just wild. But she had drove from where she was to come see me. It was like a 2-hour drive. And she just talked to me for some time, and it helped, and one of the main things she was telling me, man, is because she says she understands with everything that's going on, how it can have a mental toll on you. And she was just saying that, one of the best things that she could tell me to do is, when you go to work, zone all of that out and just focus on work, focus on whatever you got to do at work, and the time will go by. She said, the more time you spend just lingering in what's going on in your life right now, that's just going to be draining the energy you could be putting towards working. She was just saying, instead of just, basically, these are her exact words, but basically the point she was making is, instead of sitting in this negative energy, she wanted me to use the negative energy, all the negative things that was going on, as fuel to work. She was like, use everything that's going on and just recenter your focus to working, and getting done what needs to get done. And she just kind of gave me a pep talk. She just told me that, she appreciates my work ethic. you know, how I always work, how I help out when I can, you know, and basically just saying she's proud of me, you know, you know, she basically just giving me encouragement, you know, and I really needed it, you know what I'm saying? Um, and really recentering my focus towards all the things that I'm blessed with. Like, you know, she was telling me, you know, you're just in a fortunate position. Like, you got to look at what you have going good for yourself, and you know, there's so much for you to strive towards. You know what I'm saying? There's so much working in your favor. I feel like I be my biggest enemy sometimes, just bringing myself down. But she was telling me, like, just reminding me how fortunate I am. Like, you know, like I'm. It's a good chance that, you know, it's a good chance, depending on how things go. But it's a good chance that I would never have to pay rent in my life, you know, if I choose to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an option, is basically what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in a position where she was saying I can stay at, you know, I can stay with them as long as I need to. And she's not, and I don't have parents that are pushing me out the door, or, you know, forcing rent on me. Like, yeah, they ask for help with like certain bills when needed. But for the most part, they don't really ask too much out of me. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, take out the garbage, you know, clean up here and there, you know, little shit. You know what I'm saying? Buy, you know, buy toilet paper when we running out if we need it, or, you know, little shit. You know, that's really all they've asked out of me. You know, and she was just saying that, you know, a lot of people would kill to be in your shoes. A lot of people are jealous of you. And she was just telling me she feels like it's some bad juju, some bad energy being pushed my way. She was telling me because my mom's real spiritually in tune, you know what I'm saying? So she be having dreams and stuff like that. So she be getting messages and visions. And she's like, you know, it's a lot of negative energy being pushed your way. And she was saying the devil doesn't want to see you prospering. She was like, you're working Amazon, you got a good job, making good money, you know, you have your own car, you know, you're a hard worker. Um, you know, she said you have great things going for yourself, even though it may not be perfect, even though it may not be, you know, what you envision. You know, she said she told me one thing she can never say about me is that I'm a bum, you know. And that really meant a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? That really meant a lot, because it just meant a lot, bro, hearing that from her. You know what I'm saying? She just said, one thing I can never say about you is that you was a bum. She was like, you've always helped out. You've always worked. And you've always worked hard, you know? Um, she was like, just don't let... she was like, she was just basically encouraging me not to let the devil win. She's like, right now, the devil wants you to lose focus and not go to work. The devil wants you to lose these blessings you have. She's like, that job, whether you like it or not, it's a blessing. You know, you have a car, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You can help, you know, you can help provide for yourself and help provide for your family. That's a blessing. You know, and she was just telling me about certain people who, you know, really just ain't on shit. You know what I'm saying? Really not doing nothing with their self and with their life. Don't really get that work ethic, that drive. And she was like, she appreciates that about me. You know, the fact that I do work no matter what. She says one of the main things, she says she never has to worry about me not working. Like, she was like, even when you don't have a job, you will still get out and DoorDash. You will still get out and hustle and make some money. She said, you've never been the type to just sit around and not do shit. And she was just telling me about certain people that she knows that, you know, just be freeloading off motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And basically just encouraging me, like, bruh, things is messed up right now, but it could always be worse. And the energy that you're feeling right now, because she could just hear it in my voice, like I was just not in a good state, you know. And she was like, that's nothing but the devil just trying to bring you down. You know, that was the devil not wanting you to go into work. You know, even though I had, it was mad shit going on. I had every right to not go in that day. I mean, shit was just wild. But it wasn't wild to the point, I ain't gonna say too much on it. I don't want to, say too much on these videos, but ultimately, bro, my mom just gave me a pep talk, bro. And I tell y'all this I say all this to say, you know, you got to find the positives that are in your life, bro. Your positives may be different from my positives. Don't compare your positives to mine, I was just sharing that to share what helped me. What helped me just get in a more positive mindset. It's like, okay, my dad is sick right now, um, having all type of stuff going on. That's messing with my mental, just worrying about him, had some stuff going on at the house. And then on top of that, my phone broke. So I had to go get my phone fixed. And then after I got my phone fixed, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get logged in. So I had to spend like 2-3 hours, you know what I'm saying, trying to get logged into my phone, which caused me to be late to work. You know what I'm saying? And then by the end of all that, I was just so drained and just so exhausted. I'm like, bro, I can't do a shift right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need some rest, bro. I just needed some rest, is what I told her. And, you know, basically, I just had to recenter my focus, dog. Like, you know, and just try to focus on the positive things, man. I would say to the Gen Zers that don't want to work, man, you know, you got to find something to live for. I look at everybody who's working, they all have something to live for. Like, you got people going on vacations, you got people just going out, living life, week by week. That's what they work for. That's what they living for. That's what they grinding for. You got to find something that you enjoy, man. And that'll be the motivating factor. For me right now, the motivating factor is motherfuckers is in survival mode. Like, I know not every Gen Zer is in that position, but I think there's nothing more motivating than that. You know what I'm saying? Being in a position where, you gotta do it. And if you don't do it, things will be harder, basically. I feel like a lot of the Gen Zers that aren't working, they don't have to work. They living with their parents, this, that, and the third. And I believe that's more so a parent, a parenting issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad has always had a rule, you can live here. You can live here for free, but you got to do something with yourself, whether that's going to school or working. Those are his two rules, similar to the movie Friday. You got to work or you got to go to school. I just believe a lot of these kids, they not working hard because of poor parenting, man. The reason why I have such a strong work ethic is because I grew up watching my dad bust his ass, bro, my whole entire life. Always worked hard. He would work and coach. I watch him always on time. My dad was never late. I used to watch this man wake up 5 a.m. Some days this man used to have to wake up 4 a.m. because it'll take him 2 hours to get to work, and he had to be there by 7. Waking up at 4 a.m. He had a routine. He'll wake up. He'll make sure he's shaved, showered, groom himself, and go to work. I grew up watching that. I grew up watching, having a go-getter in my life, and I just believe that a lot of these kids just don't have great parenting, man. I think that's really what it boils down to. We can put a lot of the onus on these kids and be like, oh, these kids just aren't built like that. They just soft. But man, who raised these kids, bro? Who raised these kids? And I'll say, if you're a Gen Zer and you're watching this video and you didn't have the best parents, and bro, nobody had the best parents, bro. We can all nitpick shit about our parents where we feel they could have did better or they could have did different. We got to give our parents some grace, man. Understand a lot of them, this is their first time around. This is their first time having kids, or, they taught us everything that they knew from what they knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, they basically did the best they can off of what they knew. Most parents, and no parent is perfect. Every parent has flaws. Every parent comes up short in some sort of way. But if you have loving, caring parents, bro, You know what I'm saying? I would say that's a blessing. I would say that you got to give them a little grace with their shortcomings, the areas that they fall short in. If they still give you love, even if the love may not be with a hug or I love you, sometimes, a lot of parents, with how stressed they are, the way they show that they love you is the fact that they going and they working this stressful job for you. you know I got to an age where I started to appreciate my dad because I would see all the things that he would go through at his job. And as I got older, he started to tell me, or he would tell me, like, man, my dad used to always tell me, he was like, man, if I ain't had y'all kids, because it was around the time where I was like, I think I had quit my job or some shit like that, you know. And he was basically telling me, like, he be feeling like that sometimes. Like, sometimes he's like, sometimes I want to go in and I want to go off on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, I can't because I got y'all. You know, he basically gave us the credit for him, like, not being a crash out, him really, like, staying focused and, working. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, if it wasn't for my kids, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be going through this shit. I wouldn't even care to work this job. You know what I'm saying? I'll be living life totally differently. You feel me? So it just gives you an appreciation for the sacrifice your parents have to make for you, man. Like, understand, when you have a child, that changes your entire life. Your whole focus goes from everything being about you to literally everything is about this child. From the way you organize your furniture to, you got to make sure, you keep the house a certain way. You got to be monitoring this child 24/7, basically. You know what I'm saying? Making sure they stay safe. It's a real stressful job. Like, it's a job raising a kid. You know what I'm saying? So you just really got to find something to live for. You gotta want something for yourself or for your family, or to want to help your mom. Like, I would say, like, a lot of y'all youngest, bro, like, even if your mom Dukes ain't asking you to, like, help with no bills or nothing, man. Like, you know coming from someone who's been able to help my folks with bills, bro, like, it's a great feeling, bro. you know because your entire life they've been taking care of you. Like, my entire life, my mom, my dad, have taken care of me, dog. So it feels great to be able to help them in whatever way I can. And I would say, man, for a lot of you youngins, bro, you at your mom's crib, or you staying with your relative, your cousin, your brother, your sister, whatever, and they not asking much out of you, just out of love, man, bro, you should want to help them people, bro. They letting you crash at their crib for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you 20, 21, 22, bro, if a motherfucker letting you stay at their crib and they not asking you for no bills or nothing, like, you should really be taking advantage of that opportunity. You should really want to work more than anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can just save your money and you can have money saved up for, you know, birthdays. And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't you want to, no, it's a lot of talk about this life and, how the world is falling and how we're doomed. It's a lot of this doom culture, bro. But life really isn't so bad when you get things in order, bro. It really isn't. Are there still problems? Is this world still backwards? Do we still have a bunch of issues out of our control? Yes. But, bro, when you're working, when you have a little money saved up, nobody can tell me if you got $1,000, $2,000 in your pocket, you can't go have a good time, bro. I just don't see how kids can't be motivated to get some bread and get out here and live life, bro. Go do things, go travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take advantage of the opportunities that you're given, man. It's really all I want to say. This video is longer than I wanted it to be. But just take advantage of the opportunities that you're given, bro. For all my Gen Zers that aren't working, man. It's a great opportunity that you don't have to work and there's really no consequences, you know. I can relate. For a lot of my life, I could relate to that. You know, I could just not work and there was no consequences. Like, I was taken care of regardless. You know, now if I don't work, there'll be consequences. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't gonna say too much, but there'll be consequences, you know. But man, that's all I got, man. Hopefully this pep talk, or what I'm calling a pep talk, can help some of you Gen Zers that are watching that don't really feel inspired to work, bro. Like what do you enjoy, bro? Don't you want to go see a basketball game? You know, don't you want to go see your favorite sports player play? Don't you want to go to a football game? You don't want to travel. You don't want to go to a concert. You don't want to go to a nice fancy restaurant and eat some good food. Like, you know, I would never understand someone who is just living off of their parents, bro. Like, like I know kids who come from wealthy parents who still get out and work because they just don't want to just be relying on their parents for everything. They want their own little money to do what they want to do with. You know, I know people that come from rich parents, parents that'll give them $1,000, $2,000 allowance type shit. And they literally, like, I literally know a girl who literally for a while she told her parents, like, bro, y'all don't have to give me an allowance. Like, she denied the allowance. She was like, I'll go work. You feel me? Like, and if I need any money, like, I would ask y'all. You feel me? Like, it's just the mentality of y'all, bro. Like, do y'all really just want to be leeching? And how long can you be leeching, bro? You know? So I'll just say, just take that into account for those who say, you know, a job isn't worth your mental health. Everything in life comes with a price, man. You know? And money comes with a price. One of the main prices a lot of times is your mental health. It's stressful. Every job. Even NBA players. They speak about how their mental health is so bad. Why? Because being an NBA player is very stressful. You gotta, you have a standard, you have to perform, and if you don't perform, you will lose your job. You, like, a lot of people talk about these professional athletes and how they shouldn't be getting paid like they getting paid. Bro, being a professional athlete is one of the few jobs where if you're not performing at an elite level, you can get fired. Like, every other job, you can, as long as you're doing your job, even if it's average, even if it's a little below average, as long as you're doing your job, you don't have to worry about losing your job. A professional athlete, you just can't do your job. You have to do your job and do your job well. Not only well, you have to be great at it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people look at them and they're making all this money, but it comes with a price. Their mental health. You look at Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes of all time. You watch The Last Dance and folks was going through a depression, you know, because life be life and for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything comes with a price, bro. Everything comes with a price. So yes, is picking up and working a 9 to 5, is it going to take a toll on your mental health? Is it going to drain your energy? Absolutely. But that's the price. That's the sacrifice that you're going to have to take to make some money, to potentially make some better moves. I'm telling y'all Gen Zers, bro, one day y'all going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. You know, one day y'all going to have to wake up and realize, I got to stop living in fantasy world. A lot of you Gen Zers are in fantasy world. And I was one of them. I was in fantasy world, just a kid, because I was used to living like a kid, being taken care of. A child is being taken care of. You don't really get hit with reality until you have to start taking care of yourself. A lot of y'all going to get hit with a rude awakening when your security blanket isn't there no more. You know, we love our parents, but our parents ain't going to be here forever, bro. You know? And our parents ain't going to be able to work forever. One day your parents going to get old and you're going to have to take care of them, bro. You're going to have to take care of them. You know? And I think a lot of y'all going to get hit with a rude awakening when y'all reach that point. When y'all security blanket can't save you no more. When they looking at you to be the security blanket. You know? But man, that's pretty much the video, man. You know, hopefully it'll give you Gen Zers a little motivation, man, just to find something to work for, bro. You know? have some sort of goal. Like if you, even if you just want to live life right now, like even if you just want to be young and dumb and be outside, like you gonna need some money for that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas just gotta find something to live for, bro. You know, I just don't believe with, you know, all the opportunities that we have here in America that motherfuckers just have nothing to live for, bro. I think that's pretty ridiculous, man. Like, yeah, this country has a lot of problems, bro, but man, life is great when you got a little money in your pocket, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like money don't buy happiness, but money can definitely, you know, buy some fun experiences, bro. You know? So I would just say find something to motivate you to work and understand that a job is gonna take a toll on your mental health. Is it worth it? I think it's worth it, man. Because what's the alternative? Not working and not having no money? What's the good in being in a great mental state if you don't got no money? Bro, let me tell you, being broke is going to take a toll on your mental health too. All right. Ain't nothing worse than not being able to afford something. So you can be as spiritually rooted as you want to be. What's the good of being spiritually rooted when you only got $2 in your bank account? Right? But your mental health is great. So I'll just say, man, it's a decent exchange. It's not a great exchange, but it's a decent exchange. You know, you exchange a little bit of your mental health, a little bit of your freedom. You know, you exchange that for time, for money. You know, you give a job time and they give you money. That's the exchange, you know. I think it's a pretty decent exchange because other than that, you know, people say, is a job worth your mental health? Is being broke worth your mental health? That should be the real question. You know, is being a bum ass nigga worth your mental health? Because that'll take a toll on a brother. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how many baby mamas you got. If you a man and you can't provide for yourself and your girl and your kids, that's gonna take a toll on you mentally. You're not gonna feel like a man. Because a man is supposed to provide. If you're not providing, you're not a man. You a boy. Why you think that movie was called Baby Boy? Because he wasn't a man. His girl was taking care of him. He was driving his girl's car. He was at his mama house. He was at his girl's house. Right? That's why he was a baby boy. That's all I got, man.